our prediction for UFC Florida. An absolutely, honestly, pretty good card, but one mired in much controversy because it felt like the judges were on the, I don't want to say the wrong side because it's an objective thing. It's an objective thing because you could have differing opinions, but they were on the not as popular side for almost every single fight on the card. In the main event, Alistair Overeem defeating Walt Harris in the second round via TKO, further proving that the MMA gods have no heart or soul. Walt Harris came out throwing bombs. At first, I thought that it should have been finished because he split open Alistair's. He had a cut on his eyebrow and he was bleeding everywhere. It was really, really bad. He survived the onslaught. He got back to his feet after getting dropped, and then he went ahead and Walt went for a big kick, missed, and then after that, it was all Overeem's fight. He got his back, started beating him up on the ground. In the second round, he got the finish after dropping with a head kick. Angel, what did you think of Overeem's performance? What do you just overall thought of the main event in general? It was really back and forth fight. So I just want to, it was crazy, honestly.
The Reem impressed. I thought the Reem was not going to be able to take the bombs coming in from Walt. And Walt came out hot, like you said. It looked pretty good going into. I'm like, okay, well, just like I predicted. And it ended up not being like how I thought. It actually went quite the opposite of what I thought.
Yeah, I thought he really impressed me too. Because here's the crazy part to me. Overeem, you can argue he should be on a 4-5 winning streak right now. Because obviously he lost his Jairzinho. That was kind of a controversial stoppage because Jairzinho hit him with a Superman punch. He turned his back to him and then walked away, and then the referee waved it off. I'm glad it got stopped because if Jairzinho went in for one more punch, Overeem, his face would be irredeemable. Like he just got, like, it's not even a joke. Like you guys saw that knockout. He got dropped and his lip got split open. It's still today the worst knockout I've ever seen in MMA. So I can't even got messed up real quick. Where was I at?
You talked about the Reem and that he should arguably be on a 4-fight win streak.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, he that stoppage was kind of controversial when against Jairzinho. He split his lip open. I didn't have a problem with it overall, but again, it's debatable. Before that, he won 2 in a row, knocked out Alexei Oleinik, who is coming off a really good win over Verdum. And then, that performance against Walt, man, because Walt was coming out throwing bombs. He said he was hot, man. Like, he should have arguably have gotten that finished. And then Overeem he survives it. He weathers the storm. His chin's weirdly improved with time. He's weird like Andrei Arlovsky. Like, Arlovsky's chin was gone years ago, and now he's out here still winning fights with, like, and he hasn't been knocked out. Yeah, man, shout out Overeem. He's right back in the title conversation. He probably needs a couple more wins to get there, but I was thinking the other day, Overeem, JDS too. That'd be a really good rematch for both of those guys at this point in their careers. But in terms of other fights on the card, the co-main event, Claudia Gadelha defeating Angela Overkill Hill. One of the fights on the card that most people thought the judges got wrong. First, who did you think won the fight, and what did you think about, like, the fight as a whole? Because it was pretty much back and forth, honestly. Claudia came out pretty clearly, took the first round. Second round was pretty clearly Angela Hill nearly finished Claudia. Had a great knockdown with a check left hook. After that, though, really kind of disappointing performance from Angela, in my opinion. Like, after she got the knockdown, she kind of struggled after that. She didn't turn off the pressure, which kind of disappointed me. But I still thought she won the fight. Who did you think won the fight?
from what I saw and what I hear, I mean, back and forth, what you said are kind of like the first like 2 rounds I hear are pretty cemented, like how you said, like people are pretty convinced that's how it went. The third round is the one that everybody feels like trying to argue for. And I mean, I feel like you could, if you really want to, you could probably nitpick and edge it out one way or edge it out another way. But I mean, I felt like it was right. I didn't have like I didn't have like a major issue with it. Like, I didn't think it was like a complete and utter robbery by any means.
No, it wasn't a robbery, and I feel like generally speaking, people are getting too liberal with the term robbery, because there was a fight on the card that this one really pissed me off, because I actually thought Song Yudong beat Marlon Vera. And if you look at the MMA decisions, which is a compilation of fan and media scores along with the actual judges' scores, it's pretty much the media had it split down the middle. The judges all gave it to Song Yadong. And if you look at the punch stats from that fight, it's entirely identical. It's literally almost completely identical. Marlon was moving forward and he was throwing more strikes, but Song Yadong clearly was throwing the more power strikes and seemed to be more accurate. I haven't looked at the accuracy stats, but overall, he seemed to be landing the more accurate and harder punches. So to me, having people get mad at that one overall really pissed me off. A lot of people were calling it was robbery, and Marlon making some low-key racist comments, but not really. Like it was debatable on Twitter. But yeah, I didn't think the Hill fight was a robbery at all. I mean, the third round was pretty back and forth. I'm not really sure what people thought that one was a robbery. The one that I thought was I have no idea how they thought Dan Ige beat Edson Barboza. That one was that was mind blowing to me. Barboza knocked him down in the first and he finished him in the first. Hurt him really badly in the second with a liver shot. You can argue Ige was winning the round before that, but it was only like what Ige took the first 3 minutes, but not as impressively, and Barboza nearly finished him in the last 2 minutes. So I don't understand how that was one of the worst decisions I've seen in a long time, honestly. Were there any fights that stuck out from the undercard for you? Because I thought there was a couple that I wanted to talk about, but I'm gonna let you have the floor first.
I'm sorry I missed that on the undercard, but man, I'm still stunned about the whole Overeem thing because I did not have any faith in Overeem whatsoever.
Damn. I honestly thought I think I might have picked Walt Harris. I don't remember which one I picked, but I remember thinking like Overeem's probably gonna win this because the MMA gods just they don't give a flying fuck about who you are, how things have gone for you. They just don't care. So I low key thought that Overeem was gonna get the win, but I went with Walt anyway. Ended up being wrong, but the fight I want to give 2 shout outs, 3 actually on the undercard. Miguel Baezea versus Matt Brown was one of the most fun 2-round fights I've ever seen. Matt Brown and Miguel just went back and forth and back and forth. Miguel nearly finished him. Then Matt came back, nearly finished Miguel. Miguel recovered by the end of the round. Went out in the beginning of round 2 and knocked him out. It was an awesome fight. Kevin Holland, our boy Kevin Holland, I absolutely love this madman. This man continues to impress. A lot of people just think he's like a mean guy. He says a lot of funny stuff. But this kid's a fucking gamer, man. Like he really came in on short notice against Thiago Santos, and now I'm pretty sure Kevin Holland's going down to welterweight. So that's insane to me based off how well he did against Thiago. And then he went on a 3-fight winning streak after that, lost to Brendan Allen, recovered, and he beat Anthony Hernandez in 39 seconds. And the fight that I thought was probably fight of the night, if not one of the best ones, Nate Landwehr, Darren Elkins. I said it last week. That's one to watch. And that ended up being one of the most fun fights on the card. Those guys just went balls to the wall and just brawled. And sadly, the 4th loss in a row for Darren Elkins, but a really good, first win in the UFC for Nate Landwehr. Yeah, that's kind of a quick recap